This might be one of the most important videos that I've ever made. I'm going to take the last 6 years of my life and try to give you the best lessons that I've learned. When you go back to January 12th, 2016, I started my YouTube journey with just 1 subscriber, and I call it the family phase. I started as a vlogger and I wanted to capture the moments from home. I'm church planting in one of the craziest regions in the US, and so therefore I have to acclimate to that level. And this becomes my new normal. And all the things that were hard, it's not that they got easier, it's that I got stronger. But when I think about Jesus eventually conquered the world, but he was faithful in Bethlehem. So many people start their ministry journey wanting to take over the world, but they can't properly lead at home. And I think if you go all the way back to my channel when I had just 1 subscriber, the lesson that you glean from my life is lead your home. Husbands, lead your wives. You're gonna see me praying for my wife, and man, it gets me emotional even talking about it. Answering questions about marriage with my wife. Those videos were actually some of the best videos I've ever done with the least amount of views. I started with family. 1 year later, all of that work, all of that effort, 14 subscribers. But I didn't care because I was passionate about it. I didn't care because I was capturing the moments of my family and I's journey as we were growing a church.
Not everybody knows why they're on earth, and very few people get to do what they feel they've been put on this earth to do. And I said, me and your dad at 33 are actually know what we're supposed to do, and we're doing it at a very young age. You know, so I was just encouraging her, like, be aware about what God's trying to speak to you about your destiny and what you're put on this earth to do.
So I wasn't concerned with the world watching me. I was okay with 14 subscribers and a 30-person church in New York because I knew that I was being faithful to what God called me to. David actually was faithful to his father's sheep before he became the ruler over all of Israel. And you got so many people with palace dreams, but they don't smell like sheep. You got people that are dreaming about the day when they have the entire nation, but they can't be faithful to their own backyard. And so 4 years later on my YouTube journey, it's now August 14th, 2020, and I finally break 1,000. What if I told you that the hidden season is actually going to be 4 years long? Not 4 weeks, not 4 months, 4 years. For me, it was 4 years of posting, 4 years of vlogging, 4 years of teaching.
Can I just tell you that what got you here won't get you there?
Before I broke 1,000, but I'm telling you, there's a tipping point. Now, this is a secret.
So I want to go over 10,000 subscribers. I believe we can do it.
Something special happened August 2021. I broke 10,000 subscribers. But let me tell you what the difference between 1,000 and 10,000 subscribers is. It's moving from the family phase to the friendship phase. What do I mean by that? I mean that I faithfully served. I launched multiple locations for our church. I continue to vlog and live stream on a daily basis for some seasons. And I did it without anybody noticing. I did it without anybody really caring. I had a faithful group of over 1,000 subscribers, but there were so many people that didn't even know who I was or what I was doing. But people who were doing the same thing as me began to pay attention. You're going to have long seasons of loneliness that precede the friendship phase. There's going to be people who don't understand what you're doing, but you're going to have some faithful followers in the midst of that. But it's actually going to be your faithful friends that come to break that next level. First, David killed Goliath, but it was Abishai that actually helped David kill Goliath's brother. It was a friendship that caused David to go to the next level. But the thing is, David didn't do all that he did for those friendships. He did them to be known by God. He did them to be faithful to what God had placed in his life. Many people ask me, how did you become friends with Isaiah Saldivar and Apostle Alexander Pagani and Pastor Vlad Sofchuk? I just wish that they knew me, and I wish I was on the podcast with them. But But there was 4 years of my life that preceded that friendship phase. Before I ever had an Abishai, it was me fighting Goliath alone. So you must be willing to slay giants alone before you come into friendship with giant slayers. Don't be concerned with ministry relationships. Be more concerned with effective ministry. Because in August 2021, after 4 years of consistently serving and posting, I broke 10,000. But then there's this next phase that I hit. November 19th, 2022, 6 years later, 100,000 subscribers. 6 years later. So what is that last and final phase to break 100,000 subscribers? I'll tell you, the hallmark of it is consistency, faithful serving. And I'm just going to tell you the secret. I waited all the way till the end to tell you this. It will never add up. It will never be enough money. It will never be enough notoriety. It'll never be enough honor and respect. If you are doing ministry for all of those reasons, you're in it for the wrong reason. It will never be enough. The truth is, successful people are not successful because they love success. They are successful because they love the thing that God has called them to do, and they love God's people. Preaching for me is fire shut up in my bones. If you don't schedule me at your church to preach, I'm going to go into the streets and preach the gospel, not because I love being heard, but because I love Jesus and his message needs to be heard. 100,000 subscribers, that milestone didn't happen because I love a silver play button on YouTube. It's because I love God and I love his people, and what he's called me to do is fire shut up in my bones. And I did it when nobody watched, and I did it when a lot of people watched. And what you do secretly becomes what God elevates publicly. What you will do for one becomes what God will enable you to do for 100,000. Yes, there's the craft of preaching. Yes, there's optimizing videos and there's thumbnails, but you learn those things along the way. But if you're doing it for money, there'll never be enough money that will justify how hard you will have to work to hit these milestones. You can't pay for passion. It's going to be long nights away from your family. It's going to be days and days and days of grinding it out. It's going to be videos that you feel are your best videos that nobody watches. But in the midst of that, there's this mysterious thing that's happening. You are becoming fertile. And the more seed that you sow, the Bible says that he gives seed to the sower. He gives videos to those who make many videos. He gives wisdom to those who dispense wisdom. He gives revelation to those who dispense revelation. And I will tell you the truth, most of you will never survive the 4-year journey of obscurity for the 6 months of explosive growth that comes 6 years later. And so here's my challenge to you. Don't underestimate what God can do in 6 years, but also don't overestimate what he can do in 6 months. Put your head down, commit, and say, I don't care if that famous preacher ever acknowledges me. I don't care if I ever get invited to the big conference. I know that there is a lost and dying world that needs to hear about Jesus, and I am going to make his name famous, and I'm going to preach to anybody who will listen to me in the grocery store, on the street corner, and more importantly, in my own family and among my own friends. And then I believe that if I am faithful with little, he'll make me ruler over much. And so I'm celebrating, y'all. This is the 6-year journey to 100,000. Believe with me that our next stop is 1 million subscribers. I love all of you. Drop a comment down below and let me know what spoke to you the most. Let me know what your favorite video is. When did you join this journey? Tell me in the comments below. I'm going to be commenting back to you. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button because this is an army, not an audience. Next stop, 1 million. Love you, everybody.